Hello and welcome to the joint press conference for the meeting with the Acoustical Society of America and the Canadian Acoustics Association. We will have presentations today at 9, 11, and 2 p.m. In this press conference, we will have 2 presentations, and you will have time for questions after each presentation. If you are attending this press conference virtually, you can add your questions to the chat. Our first presenter is Donna Ellis from Lines by Nature LLC. Donna will be presenting about reducing noise in a beauty salon. Here's the clicker.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Let me get the laser going. Okay. All right, I'm here to talk about what motivated Sylvia Campana, the owner of Image Creators at Beauty Salon and Spa, to improve the acoustics at her salon in Severna Park, Maryland. The acoustical analysis, the retrofit, the results, and her hope to positively influence the cosmetology industry as a whole. In 2001, Sylvia first began expressing that her salon is just too loud, and she asked me if I could help her quiet it down. Unfortunately, due to the estimated cost of close to $35,000, the proposed design was way too much for her growing business and didn't occur at that time. Since then, due to the persisting high sound pressure levels, scheduling appointments at the reception counter was a challenge. The staff had to recess to a closed office to schedule their appointments. Understanding the client's conversations was difficult within the salon. The staff were experiencing vocal fatigue and headaches, and Sylvia, her hearing had been compromised, experiencing reduced tolerance for sound, tinnitus, and ear pain, to the degree that she too had to recess to a small enclosed room in the back named the VIP room. And you can see it here. There's her little room all the way in the back. Being forced to separate herself, she knew that it was time to do something about this. Due to being a bilateral cochlear implant recipient myself, I also had found that my tolerance levels, if subjected to high sound pressure levels for extended periods of time, were limited. Cochlear implant recipients are not the only people who experience this. Hearing aid users and the normal hearing also tell me that they have similar difficulties understanding speech while in loud environments, especially the restaurants. The greatest design challenge that Sylvia and I faced were to reduce the excessive reverberation time and background noise level in all areas. For cost savings, we began with the partial installation. That was this past December. And once all the panels were in, Sylvia experienced the positive effects, and I'll never forget this, she turned and she said, "More panels." That was it. It was immediate. She could finally see the difference lowering the sound level that was allowed to remain in the space would make. This drawing is looking up at the ceiling. It's showing the exposed and very noisy mechanical system and the full panel installation. So you can see all of the panels. There are the rectangles. Here is the HVAC system. And then we also have the wall panels. So they're on the upper portion of the walls here, and then also we have some 2x2s here. They're actually more than those, just 2 elevations. So let's take a listen. Here's the reception area just this past December before any of the panels were up. Uh-oh. It's not working. Why is that? Oh, I know what it is. Okay, now it'll work. And here it is just last month with 61% coverage of absorption. And again, this is the reception area.
Okay, for who? You know where it is? Britt? All right. Perfect, I got you checked in. She'll be...
Pretty good. And this is the salon center where the air handlers are used. It's one of the noisiest, pretty much the noisiest area. So this is before. And here it is after.
It's that bad. And any hairdresser would tell you that.
All right, so the final data collected results are that the reverberation time target of 0.85 seconds in the main salon area and 0.75 seconds in the reception area have been met or exceeded. You can see in yellow the straight line, let me get my laser back up, that the upper one is 0.85 seconds. That's for the salon area, has a higher volume. And then the reception area is just below it at 0.75. So you can see the existing salon is in red at the top, and then purple is the reception area. So here is the before, and look at that drop. Here is the after. So the green after is the salon, and again, the purple is the reception area. And same case, pretty much, excepting with background noise this go around. By adding 61% of absorptive coverage at the ceiling and walls and retuning the heating, ventilation, air conditioning system, the maximum background noise level target of noise criteria 45, again in yellow, you can see it here, is within range or exceeded. And the optimum 15 decibel signature noise target, given a generous gap between the background noise and the raised speech of about 64 decibels to provide clear speech intelligibility, has been exceeded at all areas, similar to that of a classroom, with some quiet blow dryers that Sylvia purchased. They're really super quiet. It's amazing. So you can see, here is before, and again, enormous drop to below the NC 45, and then the reception area is even better. It's really amazing. Okay, and here's the finished product. You can see the weaving of the ceiling panels through that infrastructure, the steel joists, through the existing mechanical system. It was really quite a challenge getting it up. And then we have, at the upper portion of the walls, we have wall panels at various different locations throughout the salon. They're over top of the reception counter as well. And what those do is they help capture those useless horizontal reflections that just confuse speech and make everything fuzzy and difficult to understand. The final grand total, the cost was $16 per square foot installed. Was it worth it? Sylvia says yes, to the degree that she wants to present this to the Maryland Board of Cosmetology and also hopes to set the example for restaurants too. The proof is in the pudding. Comments received by the staff and the customers were, I don't know what it was, but something was different. It was calm. It is so much easier to hear my clients and have a conversation with them while they're in my chair. Yes, absolutely. I can speak on the phone and book appointments much easier. And Sylvia said, I can now work at my station 6 to 8 hours without ear pain. Before, I could hear a very loud blow dryer a stylist liked, but now I can hardly hear it, and I can work at the reception counter. It's so much better, much, much better. You're all welcome to join the full presentation to learn more details at 3 o'clock today in room 207. I'd like that very much. It would be super terrific. So do we have any questions?
I can start by asking a question. What are the panels made of, and how do they work to reduce noise?
They're foam. They're about 2 inches thick. And when you hold it up, they're so absorptive. The installer, it was really interesting. As he was installing them, he didn't take them very seriously right at first. But then as he was installing them, they're close to his ear, and he felt like he was getting sucked into them. They're so absorptive.
Thank you. Do we have any other questions from the audience?
Hello.
Check.
Yes, we have a couple questions from the audience. One is from Richard Pepin. He's asking, did they have to close the salon for installation, and how long did the installation take?
It was all done after hours. That's why we did it over the Christmas break when she was closed down. And then most of the work, well, pretty much all of it, happened in the evenings after she closed, usually around after 7:30 or so, and on Sundays.
Great, and we have another question from Avery Thompson. He's asking, what are some other types of businesses that could really benefit from similar noise management?
I didn't understand.
What are some other examples of businesses that could benefit from a similar type of noise management?
Conference centers, for starters, restaurants. Room 207, it's very high. You've got those retractable walls on both sides. And so it's going to be a challenge with questions. I'm probably going to be running around the room trying to understand the questions that are being asked. So car dealerships, the list just goes on. I could keep going, but it's anywhere where you have exposed infrastructure, restaurants. There are a lot of restaurants that really like that exposed infrastructure because it saves money and it looks cool.
I think that's it for the online questions.
Okay, great. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.